Human relationships can be complex, and it's hard to get along with everyone. Sometimes I wish that the whole world could be my friend, but I know that that is pretty unrealistic, and I have accepted that. It's okay because we all have different interests and different things going on, so it's hard to be friends with everyone. I just think that at times we mean well, but our actions and our words can sometimes reflect the opposite. Therefore, I think it's good for us to make sure what we're saying and what we're doing reflects the image that we want to expose to the world. So watching out the way that we communicate can help us establish better relationships. Face work is a concept that has helped me better understand the way that we should communicate with others. According to communication studies, face work refers to ways people cooperatively protect one's own and the other person's own self-esteem, solidarity, and autonomy in conversation. We are constantly out there trying to come up as independent and likable characters. The number one tip to consider that I'll mention is positive face work. This is the degree to which we desire our personality and ourselves to be appreciated by others. In conversations, we should be careful when telling others that they did something wrong, because sometimes in telling someone that they did something wrong, you're basically telling them that there's something wrong about them or that you just don't appreciate them, and that can drive people away from you. We should tell others that they did something wrong in a way that doesn't make them feel less or inferior than yourself or others. One example in my life is that I write a lot, so I often have my siblings help me with the editing that goes into that. My brother, when I ask him for help, he highlights what I did well and then tells me the details that he thinks that could have some fixing, or he just tries to fix the minor details and then just tell me, like, I saw that you sort of did this and I think it would look better if you did it in this way. On the other hand, my sister simply directly tells me, I see so many errors, I think you really need to fix a lot of this content, and I think this is wrong because of this or because of that. But she doesn't mention the things that I did right. So I rather ask my brother for help because he makes me feel like my work is actually appreciated and that I am doing some things right, even though I definitely know that I do not do everything right because we're not perfect. I think that both of them, they mean well because they want me to perform well, and that's essentially why I'm asking for their help. But my brother just simply makes me feel better, so I think we should always be that person that makes the people around us feel better. You want to be close with the people that make you feel better. The second tip that I have to mention is negative face work. This refers to the degree to which we want to be perceived as independent characters or as being capable of making our own decisions. In conversations, we should watch out the way that we are giving comments or advice. Make sure that it's not coming across as imposing. That way we won't attack the negative face of others in conversation, as we all want to feel that we are capable of making our own decisions. So always ask others what they would rather do, or tell them what they should consider doing, instead of directly telling them what to do. For instance, I went to New Orleans with a couple of my friends. One of the friends that was there, he was the one that I wasn't as close to, luckily. I realized that whenever we wanted to do things, he sort of wanted to impose what he wanted it to do, and he didn't really care about what we wanted it to do. He was like, oh, we're gonna go to this place. You guys can come if you want. He was never like, what do you guys think if we went to this place? Or, I heard this place is nice, we should consider going, but I don't know if you guys had any other places in mind to go to. At one point in the trip, he made me feel that I wasn't cool enough to find out about cool places to go to. A person that's imposing, I think they sort of drive themselves away. Personally, I think the entire trip, I preferred it to go to places that we all chose instead of letting myself be controlled by a person. Overall, I think in conversation we should always be aware of how others might feel with the comment that we are making. I'm quite honest and thinking before I speak. It's a challenge that I am still trying to work on mastering. Managing to protect the other person's face in conversation will lead us to have better relationships with others. When protecting the other person's face, be aware that the other person wants to feel liked and that they're capable of making his or her own decisions. In the comments down below, feel free to drop down an experience of your own, or when someone failed to communicate well. And also let me know what you guys think about the tips that I gave you guys in this video. As always, you are more than welcome to subscribe to this channel if you want to keep on seeing more of these life truths where you will find personal growth content. Good luck in your own personal relationships, and always be aware of others. Peace out, guys. Till next time.